Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. And now that we are actually getting to the point where it's beach weather, it's getting warmer out, we're either going to head to the beach, we're going to head to the pool, even though I know this whole pandemic is still going around, so we got to socially distance while we're doing it. But we also have to take care of our skin when we do it. We have to wear the right sunscreen to make sure that we protect it so we don't get too much sun. Getting a little bit of sun is great. I always recommend 20 minutes of getting some sun, but you don't want to get, if you're going to get more than that, which in the summer months we typically do, you want to make sure that you're protecting your skin. And I'm going to go over some information about all of that, and I'm going to go over it right now. And just make sure you subscribe to the channel and also ring the bell notification, and that way you'll get this content. You'll get notified every time I put up a video, and you'll get all this great content. So let's get right to it. Okay, so first of all, you got to know a little bit about what type of sunscreens that are out there, because they fall into basically three different types of categories of sun protection, I should say. One is true physical protection. And then there's physical lotion, and then there's chemical lotion. So true physical, we're not really going to get into in this video, but what that mainly is wearing a hat, putting on long sleeves, shirt, pants, and you're blocking the sun from coming in a true physical way, and that way you're going to get less of a chance of burning your skin and obviously aging it. So that is if you are going to do it that way, though, make sure that you are looking at the clothes and try to find out, because a lot of clothes will put this out there, especially a lot of this athletic wear that's out there that's moisture wicking. It'll actually have SPF factors on there, so you'll know if it's SPF 30 or SPF 50 or whatever. You'll at least know what you're getting yourself into, because there's some stuff that's pretty light and it might not be protecting you at all, and you think you got this long sleeve on and it really doesn't have much protection. So make sure you look at that. But what I'm really going to get into in this video are the other two, and that's physical lotion and chemical lotion. So what's the difference between those two types of sunscreen? Well, we'll talk about it right now. So the physical lotion is mainly the active ingredients are going to be either titanium oxide or it's going to be zinc oxide. It's going to be one of those two. So a lot of times it'll actually say mineral on it. So it'll say like this. Let me show you this one. And I'm going to get into some of the details of these down the road, but this one says mineral on it. As you can see, it actually has the word mineral on it. And if it says that, then it probably will have titanium oxide and zinc oxide. But how do you know? It's very easy. You know, they all list the ingredients on the back, and all you have to do is look at the back of the tube, look at active ingredient, because it also has other ingredients in there, but you want to look at the active ingredient, and you're going to see that mineral is typically going to have titanium oxide or zinc oxide. And if it doesn't say mineral and it has one of those two, it's the physical type of blocking anyway. So that's what physical blocking is. And so what are some of the pros and the cons of that? Well, the pros are it completely blocks out the sun, so you don't have to worry about about the sun. I mean, it's going to block it out. It's like a physical block. That titanium or that zinc is going to actually put a layer over your skin to keep that sun from coming in. It works instantaneously. You don't have to wait. And some sunscreens you put on, it says wait 15 to 30 minutes. That's going to be a chemical sunscreen, not a physical sunscreen. So if it's physical, it's going to work instantaneously, and it's more natural than putting the chemical one's going to be putting more chemicals on. There are some chemicals, but the physical ones are mainly more natural chemicals, and the sunscreens that I'm going to recommend and talk about, regardless of the physical or chemical, are going to be more natural and better for you in the long run, as opposed to buying some of the bad types, like the banana boats or the copper tones or the Hawaiian tropics. There's a bunch of a Panama Jack. They put out, it's cheaper, but it's just so loaded with chemicals that you're actually going to do your skin damage, especially when the sun hits those chemicals, and it's just going to bake right in, and you're not really doing yourself any favors. All of these that I'm going to go over today are much better for you than those. So I just want to get that out of the way, and let's get back to it. So the cons of a physical lotion is that it's going to be harder to rub in because it's thicker, and because it's thicker because it's actually blocking the sun out. So it's going to be just harder to rub in, and you're going to see it. And so it's hard to get it all to dissipate. So when you're rubbing it in and you see white there, well, you're probably not going to get it all off, and eventually it'll soak in and you won't see it, but it is thicker, and because of that, it's going to feel a little chalky as opposed to something that's a little thinner. So, but it is blocking out more. So let's move on to chemical. So chemical, the pros is that it goes on smoothly. So it's going to be the opposite of the physical one, but so it basically it goes on smoothly and it doesn't feel chalky, and that's what the pros are. People are going to love that because you just don't see that. The cons are it puts more chemicals on your skin that you normally don't need to have, and then it also takes about 15 to 20 minutes when you put it on before you go out. So if you want to go out, you really need to put it on 15 to 20 minutes before, so that it activates and then you go out. So if you want something where you could just slather on and go outside, or go outside and I would always recommend putting it on before you go outside. But if you go outside first and then you put it on, you're probably better off with the physical lotion than the chemical lotion, because it's going to work instantaneously. So and then the active ingredients are those more chemical like, so it's like oxybenzone, avobenzone, octisalate, octinoxate, so it's going to be more chemical related. So anyway, it's up to you. I would recommend more if you can stand the thickness of it. I would really recommend physical lotions over chemical, and so that's what I would do. And now what I want to do is just go over some of the specifics of the other lotions individually, some of the ones that I would recommend. So let's get to that. So the next one is Garden Goddess, and I have to say that I really like this one. Let me show it to you again so you can see it a little closer. It's SPF 32, and what I like about it is it went on smoother. It wasn't as chalky, and so I really liked that. It actually also uses zinc oxide as its main ingredient. But I really felt it felt great that it just went on and it didn't feel bad. But it is blocking. It is a physical sunscreen, so it does block, and I think that's a plus. So far, I think this is the one that I like the best out of all of them, out of the 5 that I'm going to go over. But it just comes down to what your preference is. So let me show you another one. Now the next one is one that I used a lot in the past. It's called Alba Botanical. And they have a whole different line of different ones. This one's 45 SPF, and they have a bunch of different sunscreens. I'm going to show you another one from them. This is another one that is a physical lotion, and this one actually has zinc and titanium in it. The one thing that I had a problem with this one, it really is chalky. I mean, it is the most chalky one out of all the ones that I've used, and so me personally, I didn't like that much. But it really did stick. So if you really want something, and it's also 45. So if your skin is very fair and you burn very easily, and you don't mind the feeling of something that's a little chalky or sticky, I would definitely go with this one. And that way, you put it on, you'll feel good. You're not going to burn probably, but it does. To me personally, I'm not gonna use this one. So anyway, with that, I'm going to move on to the next one. Now this next one, I have to be honest with you, I didn't realize this one was a physical sunscreen because it didn't say mineral on it. The other 3 actually said mineral on it, so I said, oh, okay, that's obviously a physical lotion. But this one didn't say it, and I'm not sure why, but because when I look at the ingredients, it's zinc in it. So I know that it's a physical one. But this one is called All Good, and you can take a look at it there. It's SPF 30. And what this one is, it's actually tinted. So if you are like completely white and you don't want to go out and look completely white, this one's a little tinted. So when you put it on your skin, it's going to look a little, it's going to give some color to your skin when you put it on, which is kind of interesting. But again, if you're like completely white, it's probably not a bad thing. Actually, I think that would even help with blocking out the sun a little bit too. But it is a physical one, so it's going to block really well. It's SPF 30, so it's not as much as the 45 in the Alba one that I showed you. But also, because of that, probably, it goes on really smooth, and it didn't feel greasy at all. It felt really, really good, actually. So I'm definitely gonna use this one because I know it's a physical sunscreen, and it also almost feels like a chemical one. Although I know I'm getting blocking, so that's good. And obviously, it makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. The Alba one that I have here, the sports mineral one. Since it's 45 and it's sports related and they want it to stick and not fall off if you're sweating, that's probably why it feels it goes on a lot thicker than some of these other ones. So again, it's all a trade-off. I mean, if you're out there and you're on a bike riding, or you're out there running for hours on end in the hot sun, you probably would rather go with this Alba Botanical Sport one, even though it's really thick to put it on. When you're sweating, it's going to stay on you. So again, some of these, it just depends on what you're doing and what kind of skin you have and what you like, how you can stand what something feels like. All right, let's move on to the last one. Okay, so this one is actually a chemical sunscreen, but I really like this one. If I don't have a physical one around, I would definitely go with this one. This is the same company as the sport one. This is Alba. And Alba Botanical. This one's a Hawaiian one. Sunscreen. It's 30 SPF, and so it's a little bit different than the other ones that I showed you. It's going to go on a lot smoother, and it's just going to feel better. It's going to sink in. It's going to go into your skin, so you're not really going to see it, which is good. But it does have a bunch of different chemicals in it, but they're healthier than if you went with some of those other brands that I mentioned earlier. Does have that avobenzone in it that I mentioned earlier. Has homosalate, has octocrylene, has octosalate. I hope I pronounced that right. But again, it just goes on really nice. But remember, because of this is a chemical one, you want to put it on first before you go out into the sun. You want to make sure that you got it on and you wait 15 to 20 minutes and then you can go out. While the other ones that I showed you, you can just go. So anyway, I just wanted to mention all those. And if you are interested, I did put links in the description below where you can get these specific lotions. So I hope the best for everybody. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope you all have a great summer, the best summer that you can, and I will see you all in the next video. See you, everybody. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe and click on the notification button to get all this great content that's coming up every week. Thank you.